Hello all, welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. In this module is part 2 of the previous Hive to Iceberg migration, Icehouse's migration. In this module I'm going to walk through Snowflake Icehouse. Okay. So in the part 1, we talked about how to migrate on-prem to EMR Glue. Then we talked about how to convert to Xtable to Delta or Hoodie. So now we're going to discuss about Snowflake, integrating Iceberg table to Snowflake. We're going to build the Snowflake Icehouse, right? Okay. So before we build Snowflake Icehouse, and here we're going to integrate, as we discussed, we're going to integrate Snowflake with the Iceberg table in Glue or a Snowflake. So here the Snowflake is connecting to Glue or a Snowflake connecting directly here, whichever, right? We're going to do two options. So here it is read only, then it's manually reading, it's object integration. But here we're going to use a Glue integration. So for that we have to set up some S3. So if Snowflake want to read a Glue table, we need to set up a Glue policy. Okay, let's discuss about the Glue policy. Okay. So in Snowflake, okay, so what we need to do is, let's go to here in the S3 configuration, configure a catalog integration for AWS Glue. So that means Snowflake, not related to Iceberg, you can also read Glue tables from Snowflake. So in order to do that, right, you need to walk through these steps. Basically, you need to create a policy, right? Go in the AWS from policies. Then after that, you're going to create a role to execute this policy. Then you're going to create a Glue integration, and then from there you can establish the Glue which is running on AWS. Okay. So here what we already did is, I created S3 policy, I created S3 role, and then we did the integration between Snowflake and S3 as for this document, right? So Iceberg configuration for Glue, right? You need to do step by step. Very simple. First create a policy and create a role, then create a Glue integration, some catalog integration object, you can call any name. Then this is your role URN, and then after that you describe. Then you will get a Glue AM user and Glue external ID, and you update in your role. Then once it's done, then the integration handshake basically happens between Snowflake and Glue, the Glue integration to one of our user role. Okay. So after that, right, we're going to create a table in Snowflake, right? So here my role, my database, my schema, then just if the table is, I might already have the table. So here we're going to create an Iceberg table in Snowflake, and I already have an external volume, right? So external volume is the same, basically it's kind of a mount for your S3 to Snowflake. And so you create another policy, another role, and create a external volume integration between Snowflake and S3. Then your Glue catalog integration. So then here I'm calling as Glue catalog integration. As we go back here, you need to create a Glue catalog integration. Basically, Snowflake is connecting to Glue, right? And so once Snowflake is connecting to Glue, then you're going to create a table, right? Simple. Your catalog is here. It's not a Snowflake catalog. It is a Glue integration catalog. Then what is my table name in the catalog? So I'm going to create a table. Okay. So now I'm going to check how many rows I have in my Glue table. I have 14 rows. Remember we created previously 14. Now let's go to Spark, right? We're going to load some data, right? So now we know that we have 14 rows, right? Let's look at here. Just okay. Okay, 14 rows, right? So we're going to insert another row, 7 row here, right? And then we have 15 rows. Then we will insert one more row, right? And then we have 16 rows. Now let's go to our Snowflake, okay? Then execute our order table from Snowflake here, and still we have 14 rows, right? Because Snowflake has no clue when we are inserting data into Iceberg table from Glue, right? But we need to tell Snowflake, right? Some data has been inserted in Iceberg table, which is managed through Glue Catalog. So what we need to do is we're going to run a refresh. Okay. So what it does is behind the scene, right? It identifies the most recent metadata JSON and attach that most recent metadata JSON to order table. Then now it will get the latest data. Okay. So here now you have 16 rows, right? Now let's go back to here. Let's insert some data. Okay. And then in our Iceberg table in Glue Catalog, now we have 20 rows. Go back to your Snowflake. So now still 16 rows. Now let's run the refresh. Now you will run, then automatically Snowflake has your Iceberg data. Okay. After the refresh, then run the count. So the point here I'm trying to make, right? Whenever this is what we did. Whenever somebody inserts the data into your Iceberg table, that's what I did using Spark or EMR Spark. Then since we did the integration, so that means the Snowflake is reading your Iceberg table via Glue. So Glue is giving the location of your Iceberg table. Glue is not the engine, right? This is just the location. Snowflake is your engine. So what the Snowflake does is it gets the your Iceberg table via Glue, right? Then executes your data directly from the S3. So this is basically information about your Iceberg table. What is my metadata JSON? Then all the snapshots information. Snowflake gets it and reads data directly from the S3 disk. This is how a Snowflake Glue. So basically Glue still is the authoritative for your Iceberg table, and Snowflake does the read only. Okay. So this is how you do a Glue integration. Okay, which is good. Well, what if if Snowflake don't have access to Glue integration? What if they don't want to give it? Right? Snowflake can read, right? So Snowflake can read data directly from your Iceberg table. Yes, Glue is still updating it, or your Spark is updating it, or some whatever engine is updating it, and through whatever the catalog, we don't care anymore. The Snowflake doesn't care. So Snowflake is going to read directly from your Iceberg table, and then whenever data has been changed, it going to do the refresh. So for that, let's get into the object integration. So what we call here is, okay, so let's create we already have this the object integration, and then so here I'm going to create an object integration table. Okay, so basically here a catalog we call as a catalog integration, right? So remember, even when we did Glue, for Glue also catalog integration, but Glue we gave all the role and all the stuff. But when you do direct object integration, you just give some name and saying that this is an Iceberg table format, catalog, all the stuff. So I will do a deep dive and the Snowflake integration with Iceberg table in another YouTube. So you just check it out. Okay. So here, right? Now one important thing is you need to know what is the most recent metadata JSON file. Okay. Let's go to your Iceberg table. Okay. Let's go to your Iceberg table, right? And orders table and metadata JSON. Okay. So if you see here, these are the metadata JSON files, right? Let's take this metadata JSON, for example. Okay, I'll go back to here, put it here. So your prod database, orders table, metadata JSON, you're going to create an object integration iceberg table. Let's create. Okay, now let's execute. Now I got 10 rows because this belongs to one of the old snapshot, right? So what you need to do is, right, or what we need to do is, we need to find out the most recent metadata JSON. Let's get the most recent metadata JSON. Let's take this guy here. Okay, let's take here. I'm going to do a refresh. Okay, same thing. Remember we did refresh and glue. For the glue, it's basically simply refresh, right? But when you do object integration, you need to provide this info. So behind the scene for glue, they provide this. But here, since we are doing object integration, we need to manually get. Of course, we can create a stage and then write it, and then you can build this process. You can automate this one too, through Snowpipe or SQS, or maybe write a task. So let's refresh your table. Okay, next let's run the count. Okay, now it has most recent data, right? This is how right. So okay, we should have 20 rows. Find out what is the most recent metadata JSON. Okay. Yeah, I need to get there. Yeah, once we need to get the most recent 005. Okay, did I use the 005? Yes. Yeah. So for that, you write the what do you call Snowpipe, and you can build most recent metadata JSON. Then you can update your table. So what we did here is, right? Let's go back to. So we get the most recent metadata JSON. We build a table, right? And then every time, whenever a glue or your iceberg table is updated, whether through glue or directly, whatever, you need to get the most recent metadata JSON. For that, as I said, we write a stage, get the files, then get the max value of the timestamp, and then you can build. Now you have a table, right? You have a table in Snowflake connecting to your iceberg table, and read only. So whenever Spark updates, you look at the solid line, Spark updates or EMR updates, and okay, we don't care whether it's a glue or via glue or Dreamio or Trinio, whoever, right? Snowflake can read any iceberg table. Now we did a object integration, okay, object catalog, and then whenever we update this iceberg table, we need to refresh this one with the most recent metadata JSON file. Okay, which is great. What if, right? I don't want I want the Snowflake team want that table to manage. Okay, they want to do insert updates via Snowflake, not through Spark. So what we need to do is we're going to convert an object integration iceberg table to Snowflake catalog table. So that means the Snowflake engine catalog and Snowflake engine manages both. So what we need to do is we're going to alter the table, right? So here our orders object table is an object catalog integration here, right? But we're going to convert into a Snowflake manage, right? So somebody's iceberg, and then Snowflake can read it as an external through external volume and an object integration catalog, right? But then Snowflake. Similarly, let's say previously, Glue is managing it. Then you want to, going forward, you don't want to Glue is managing, you want the Snowflake managing your iceberg table, you need to alter. So basically convert your table into Snowflake managed iceberg table. So here, just simply run convert to a managed table, okay, you need to provide where is your table location is, right? This is part orders, right? You're going to run it, and then we're going to convert this one. Okay, so now let's run the count. Okay, 20, right? We're gonna, so basically what it does is it takes most recent latest metadata JSON, build it, and then, okay, now you can insert directly into this table, right? Into order object table, you can run insert statement, right? If you describe order object table, okay, actually show, right? Okay, I need to give, sorry, I should have run this row. I'm going to drop this table. Let me drop this table one time because I did not run the roles properly. Okay, so here I'm going to run one more time. Okay, and show orders. Okay, what's okay? What is the syntax error I have? Okay. Okay, now let's insert into okay, and 1 2 3 4 2200 100, then 11, right? Okay, let's insert into this table. Okay, now let's run the count star. Okay, 21 rows. Now let's go back to glue, right? And run the count on the glue. And still 20 because glue doesn't know anything about what the Snowflake did. Okay, so basically here your iceberg table initially we converted into the Snowflake object managed table, and whenever we insert through Spark, then Snowflake need to be refreshed. Then after that we converted into a solid line here. That means basically Snowflake is managing that table. Okay, so as you see in the architecture here, right? So from on-prem, and then you can move to your Parquet files, create iceberg table, and then you can integrate with any Icehouse, right? Any Icehouse in the sense is Cloudera, Dreamio, Trinio, Xtable to Hoodie, Xtable to Delta, or maybe Direct Spark, EMR, Glue Catalog, Hive Catalog. So anything possible. Snowflake will be introducing a Polaris catalog, right? So as of now, for EMR we are using a Glue catalog, and then Spark maybe Hive catalog, right? Your own Spark. Then Snowflake has its own catalog, and also we are using a Snowflake directly reading it. But instead of that, they will be introducing a Polaris, a catalog. That means any engine can access to Polaris. It's a common catalog, right? So that means when Snowflake updates, then EMR will know immediately, right? Or Spark updates, Snowflake know immediately because we don't have to run refreshes and all the thing. This Polaris guy will take care whenever a Spark or EMR updates or Cloudera updates through Dreamio, Trinio, or anyone updates your iceberg table, and Polaris will know. The Polaris will inform in Snowflake or whatever engine it is. So we don't have to run manual refresh. So if the Spark updates, immediately we do select count star. Snowflake has the most recent iceberg table. We don't have to run a refresh as we did today. And similarly, the Unity catalog is coming, but I don't have much information on that. But again, Polaris is still not born yet. It will be conceiving maybe in another 90 days. But the advantage of the Polar is basically one catalog. You can integrate with that one catalog, so you don't have to worry about Snowflake catalog, object integration catalog, or a Hive catalog, or Glue or something like that. Okay, so this is how you would do migrations from on-prem to cloud, then integrate with various Icehouses. So I will be uploading soon, not advanced, the step-by-step procedures of Snowflake. I think I already updated. Check it out. And then Iceberg, hidden partitions, and some advanced on the fast forward for branching. Then maintenance. I will be adding more maintenance. Okay. Thank you all for watching.